I have to put a disclaimer here. There will be depressing and suicidal references. So with that, let's continue into this episode of my deep dive into reality. So for this video, I'm gonna have to split it up into sections. So the first section is gonna be on social media, TikTok mainly, and its good/bad effects. And the second one is gonna be anxiety, its effect on me in the past and other people's. And the third part is gonna be on stress and its overwhelming abilities. So mental health, patronising and always unforgiving, affects us in all different ways. Well, we're all different in many ways. Some might have social issues, some might have loads of insecurities, some people might have issues going on at home. And all these issues will probably pull the person deeper into mental health and endless states of mental health issues. So this is where I get to talking about social media. I believe TikTok is the literal terrible spawn of Satan. Legit one. I once read this article talking about how anorexia is linked with TikTok, which I've mentioned in a previous video. And how this is linked is TikTokers watching other TikTokers and seeing they're all they got the perfect TikTok body. So they try and starve themselves to achieve this. And that's the bad half of TikTok. There's the good half, people being creative, creating their own dances, making art, customizing things. That's the good part. But the bad side is when you see TikTokers like Charlie D'Amelio, Madison Beer, showing off their flat bellies like horny 13-year-olds, when we don't care. It's torturing your fellow girls and making them starve themselves to achieve that perfect TikTok body. That annoys me, terribly, man. It's just terrible. Why are people like this? It's unfair to this generation, the next generation, and probably the generation after that. It just annoys me. Right, I'm going to have to put another one in here. This is the anxiety section. Just click off now. I'll leave a timestamp in the video, because now this is where it gets emotional. And if you aren't prepared to hear some bad things, just skip or click off the video completely. So anxiety. Fucking anxiety. According to Google, it's a feeling of unease, such as worry or fear, that can be mild or severe. And Google sums it up extremely simply. It affected me as an early teenager and throughout my entire life. In my case, in my first high school years, 7 through 10, it was all fucked up for me. In the first episode of the series, I spoke about my time in high school, and it just weren't the best. In year 7, I weren't too bad, but in year 8, something bad started to happen, and it made me try to kill myself 3 times. And if you know me well, you already know that's true, because I literally just couldn't escape the fact. Wherever I'd be, someone would be talking about what caused me to think that, and they say, "Oh, I was just faking it," when you could tell I weren't. I had scars on my wrists, scarred all over the place. Some people notice, some people just didn't care. And it's dead in the beef now because, well, I'm fine and back to normal. But as Google describes it, it's an unknown feeling. For example, say if you get excluded, not excluded, what's the word? Isolated in school because you did something bad. Say if you punch a student, you get isolated or expelled. But if you get isolated, you know for sure there'll be another punishment. And that uneasy, unknown feeling that you know in there waiting for your punishment and you can't escape it. It was terrible. Really bad. I wouldn't be alive if it weren't for my friends and my sisters. They're the best therapy for me, as the song says. But if you know me, again, I go by a different name to some people, and it's because my name, some of you know it in real life, is associated with that bad past to me. The depression, the drinking, everything wrong with me. So that's why I use a different name to try and escape it. So that's the bad part done. Now it's just not as bad. So we've all encountered stress. It's one of the most common types of mental health. It affects 74% of people, according to mentalhealth.org. Stress is that overwhelming feeling, that overwhelming feeling of pressure on you. Say if you're doing your GCSEs and your parents say, "Ooh, you have to get 7s, 8s and 9s," but that pressure, say if they get fives and fours, the reason because that is because they tried to strive, but they know they can't do it. You saying, yeah, you can do it, and if you don't do it, well, you get punished, you get thrown out the house, like you're the black sheep of the family. Like, parents, get that into your head. You force your kids to do something, they won't do it. And if they do it, they won't do it to your standard, and then you'll just affect your own self. And that angers me. Like, the stigma of people, parents to kids, the forced starvation, thanks to TikTok and their quote-unquote influencers. Like, some influencers aren't too bad. Like, we have Greta Thunberg, who's trying to change the world, and I stand for it. The world has to wake up to climate change. But on the other side of that, the bad side, we have Charli D'Amelio and that gay guy. I don't know his name. One, not James Charles, the other one. Something, Tony Lopez, him. Like, they say, ooh, look at us with our flat bellies doing fucking gay dances. Trying to, get 13-year-olds to nut on the screen. You're affecting your own gender to try and slim themselves to achieve that, to become quote-unquote sexy. When you try and change people, what was sexy just becomes ugliness and terrible. I can't think of words. It just annoys me. So I'm going to end the video here. But before I do, I've got to say this. If you're down or in a bad state, there is help. You can ring the Samaritans, literally lifesavers. And I would know because they saved mine. I'll put the number in the video, and the number is 116123. And the National Suicide Prevention Line is 10800 273 talk, and text talk to 8255. And I'll link the numbers, the websites, and other videos to help if you need any guidance throughout depression. And trust me, it is a long path. It's a long journey. So, thanks for watching. Sorry if I've triggered you or whatever. Put it in the comments. Comment any thoughts and feelings. I've been the Machiavellian, and I'm out.